to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Holiday Cast, brought to you by Masters of the Nerdiverse. You can always find this podcast at iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. However you find this podcast, I hope you're having a happy holiday, and I welcome you to the show. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me, as always, is Winter.
Your co-host, Winter.
My co-host. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The co-host with the most. Absolutely.
I'll take that.
Yeah, we're going to get you the white and black Beetlejuice suit. That'd be awesome.
I'll go around saying, "You like it?"
Yeah, man. When I was a kid,
I think that's a line.
Yeah, just say, "Nice fucking model," and just honk your nose, honk honk. Oh, when I was a kid, I was at Universal Studios in California, and I was eating a really expensive pizza, and I didn't notice. I turned my back, and Beetlejuice just put a bunch of gummy worms on my pizza, and I was real salty because I was really hungry. And I was a picky eater as a kid. And I turned around and saw Beetlejuice, and he was like, "Oh, that's gross." And he ran away into the sea of crowds, and I got real mad. And my dad was like, "I just spent like $20 on this pizza. Why are you mad?" And I was like, "Beetlejuice put bugs on it." My dad was like, "Oh, you serious, man?"
Just roll his eyes. It's like,
yeah.
Now, I'm wondering, how much did that guy get paid an hour?
Those Beetlejuice dudes? Well, I can attest that working at Disneyland, the actors, they were made to seem like they were rock stars. So, and I had a buddy that his wife was Cinderella at Disneyland Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was enough for her to live on her own with a nice house in Japan.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, I'm sure they get pretty penny because you got to go through acting. You have to it's like you have to be a certain body build, and you have to have a certain tone. It's like they really, depending on the park, is very specific.
Okay. Yeah, that's just, that's interesting, because it's like, if they're getting paid minimum wage, I can see like this guy going like, you know what? this makes it worth me not getting an extra $5 an hour.
Right, so just go piss off little kids.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
What made this pizza so expensive, by the way?
It's because it's a theme park, and theme park food is extremely expensive. So
that is true.
You want a bottle of water that's like $7. You know, you want cheeseburgers that's like $15. Little sliders.
Yeah.
Slice of pizza $10. It's stupid, man. That's how they get.
But it's always a huge pizza, right? So it could be like a $5 slice in the real world.
Man, it's like. It's a huge New York-sized slice of pizza. At least when I went back then, I don't know how it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But even back then, with inflation, with inflation, it was still like $10 for like one slice. It may be like a small Coke or something. Man, that's how they get you. And then if you want a Conan sword, that's like $30. Oh, I'm dating myself. Oh man. So I hope you got your hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
With a little bit of splash in it. You know, that splash can be whatever you want. Splash of bourbon if you're the grown and sexy for this holiday season. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Christmas already happened. This podcast is late. Wrong. This is a holiday cast, so it covers Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Boxing Day, the winter solstice, whatever you into. This podcast is for you. This is a relaxing break from our daily routine, our weekly routine here at MOTN. And we're just going to kind of take it easy on this podcast and kind of reminisce on some holiday ideals Winter, what do the holidays mean to you? I'm just curious. Like, is it a big thing for you and your family, or is it kind of low key? I'm just
It
curious.
it's low key. I would say we go to my parents' house, and my mom does the majority of the cooking now, and we'll slowly over the years we slowly starting adding helping out with other stuff. Like it's normally my duty to give people's presents. Like they all sit down, and then it used to be a hectic thing of people running around grabbing their own presents, but I elected myself as gift giver.
Nice, yeah, man. You gotta have
Yeah.
a station during the holiday season.
Yeah, and it's like a masterful art of going, okay, they've looked at this first present enough. Now is the time to give them a second one to still keep the energy going. Don't give
Yeah,
them big box presents yet. You start off small.
yeah,
It's a jazz routine.
yeah, man. You're like the present bouncer. Like, all right, keep it going. Yeah, it's Stanley. Ooh, get your signature. Let's keep it pushing. Next guy, let's go. That's
Yeah,
what's up. Oh
like
man.
this year I got a Casper mattress,
Oh, those are
and
cool.
yeah, and like I needed one, and it was like just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's a mattress, but what is the acceptable amount of time of looking at that big of a present till you get to go to the next one? So I just
Yeah,
kept looking at it till one of my mom was like, okay, you can put it away, you can put it to the side now. So I'm like, all right.
yeah. The acceptable measure of awe. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm living in a Seinfeld like continuation show. My whole life is a Seinfeld episode.
That's not bad because
No,
at least you get chocolate babka. You know what I'm saying? Don't get cinnamon babka because that's lesser babka.
right.
If you know what I'm talking about, you rule. Oh man. So how was your holidays? Did it go smooth?
Yeah, I don't have anything really planned for New Year's Eve. Maybe the
Yeah.
day before I might be seeing The Last Jedi.
Mm.
Yeah, because I like to leave terrible stuff in 2017 and not bring it with me.
Yeah. Don't drag
Got
it
'em.
in. Got him. Don't
No,
drag it with you, man.
no, I have a different opinion of Last Jedi. I don't think we don't have to get into that,
No,
but
that's fine. I want to wait till you
yeah,
see it, and then we're just gonna randomly bring it up on a future show.
yeah, this will be like the fourth time we've mentioned Last Jedi.
Oh man,
So
I'm so happy for 2018 to happen, so I could stop talking about it. It's gonna be
yeah,
amazing.
is just playing video games too. I downloaded my copy of Overwatch. I'm trying to get back
Oh
in on that without being a troll,
man, let me
and I'm
know.
thinking about getting Conan Exiles as well. If you've heard about that.
Yeah, that's the one with the crotch. It has like a crotch gauge where you can make your crotches longer as small as you want it to.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's like
joking.
only.
That's
I
actual
saw the. I
create a
saw
character slider. What the fuck?
right, and unfortunately, it's like that's only like that is fortunately it's only 10 seconds of the game really, like your character creation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not deep. You're not gonna be sitting there for hours, like measuring facial structure, which
yeah.
is cool.
I've thought about it. It's either that or like just buy PUBG now, but know that I'm just not going to be playing it until they fix the bugs.
Yeah, man, that's one of those games you just wait out. You know, it's not going nowhere. It's too popular. You just
Right.
wait it out until it's acceptable to purchase.
And they've
You know?
released 2 updates already on it, and they've been slowly fixing it. So,
Yeah, man. That's what I would do. That's my plan. Like I want to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm not buying it now. I'm gonna wait until they actually fix it. You know, I'm just gonna chill, and by then it'll be cheaper and everything works out.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what are your Christmas plans? You did,
Man,
yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say that you posted a picture. I'm like, oh wait, that's not Masters of the Nerdiverse
that's
picture.
me. That's my
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
No, you did see that because we're buddies. We're friends
right.
to the end. Ha ha ha. Little child's play reference. Uh, yeah, I just hung out with the family. Everybody does Christmas dinner where we do Christmas breakfast. So,
I like that. I like
yeah,
that a lot.
it's real. This is like one of those Christmas traditions that we just end up doing. So my grandmother, my aunt, my mom, everybody cooks breakfast, and we eat breakfast while the kids open gifts. And it's a really kind of active thing. So by the time breakfast is done, everybody's full, all the gifts are open. It's like noon, and everybody could still go and do their side stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have to go to my mother-in-law's, or I want to go home and rest, and you still have the whole night to kind of play with your stuff and kind of decompress. So that's usually how my family rides, and that's how we do it. So that was nice, and we had a Christmas Eve party that we have every year, where my cousin invites her friends, and I invite a couple of my friends, and we just hang out and drink and get rowdy and play dominoes and, you know, do hood stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I've only played that. Dominoes is one of those games that I want to learn, but it's like I easily get distracted with other stuff I want to learn.
Man,
where
dominoes is super easy, dude. You know, like, as long as you know your fives times tables, you're straight.
Yeah.
You know, you're good.
But then there's I went to we'll just say I gotta tread lightly here.
Nice.
I went to I went to a friend's house, and this friend is a different culture than I am.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how you're like you're really side shuffling right now. You're like,
right.
How do I sing this?
Let's just say the socks go all the way up to the knee.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
that was last Christmas for me, dude.
And then they asked if I played dominoes. I said, "What's that?" I'm like,
shit.
And then they look at me.
They looked at you like you were crazy, huh?
Yeah, like, you don't belong here.
At least you weren't in the South where they ask you crazy shit like, you know how to play gin rummy? I'm like, what? How about bid whist? What's a whist? Then they just kick my California ass out the house, and I'm just fighting mosquitoes while grown men play dominoes and cool games. But I totally feel you on that. And I'm just like, huh? And then all the old folks is like young whippersnappers with their internets.
Now, I got them back. Like, I got back to their favor when I told them, like, I love Menudo.
That's how you won them over?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't be able to do that. I hate Menudo. I can't do it. I tried. But I love ceviche.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, that's not hard to love.
It's really not. With the crunchy tortilla, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Make you want to slap your mama. Other than that, Christmas was legit. Finished Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was alright. I love the way they did their storytelling, but the gameplay is so clunky. And I watched a movie this weekend, which has been very polarizing. It is called Bright on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. And it was surprisingly good, but I see why people don't like it. It's just because it's kind of heavy-handed in what it wants to say. And I love the world it builds. It's like you're in the D&D, right? So
yeah.
I mean, you know, like the world of D&D, like medieval Dungeons and Dragons, orcs and sorcery and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if that just kept going through the ages. Like D&D kept going into the Industrial Revolution and into the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up to now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to boycott Bright because they
very
took an
crazy.
idea that I had.
See, I feel that way. I feel the same way. I had a story like, remember that movie Repo Man with Jude Law?
Forrest Whitaker.
I wrote like a 300-page comic with a similar idea, and he stole my idea. So I'm like, I hate that movie.
Well, okay. So the first thing I want to say is if I can predict what the final message is about the movie, that whether you're an orc, human, or whatever, we're still beings, or like we can still love our.
It's like Rudy, you know. It's like everybody picks on orcs because they're big, slow, and dumb. But at the end
like
of the
Alien
day,
Nation.
It's kind of like how can I? What it's like higher learning mixed with In the Name of the King.
Okay.
It's weird. I can't describe it. Just watch it. Watch it for yourself. Will Smith's gonna Will Smith, so ignore him and just watch the world building, because it's an interesting world they build. I want to see more of it in a different context. It's just that director was so heavy-handed with, this is my idea on racism. This is my idea on bad cops. You know, this is my idea on socialism and you know, separated classes. And I'm just like, I get it, man. You're not subtle. It's nothing subtle about the movie.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable.
let me tell you my idea, because this was something that came up during the Christmas table.
Yeah.
That my sister and her husband actually saw this video. They went, "Didn't you have a similar idea like this a few years ago?" And then you like submitted it somewhere, and then nothing happened to it, and then you kind of just put on the back burner.
Yeah, right.
So the idea was the one-liner was Lord of the Rings meets Dragnet.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That sounds dope already.
Where it was like written in like the super stylistic, like hard-boiled detective Sin City style writing.
Yeah.
Where in the opening is a shooting that takes place in a diner between dwarves and a human cop.
Mm.
And from what the reader discovers is here we go. The way the reader, like the way it looks like the cop shot an unarmed dwarf.
Oh no, man.
Yes. And it was like they've had issues in the past where like these dwarves rioted in the streets. And it totally decimated like a police precinct in the past, sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like one of them ran over another dwarf and he got away with it, so then they just burned the whole precinct down.
Damn.
And and so it's just this whole story about like this detective who's like trying to stop this like riot happening, and he discovers that the dwarf had like a drug problem with the elves selling to him.
Right.
And it's like just more and more, it gets more and more like into that type of stuff. And it's like, this is a great idea. I wrote like a whole script, a comic book script for it. I then released it like a short story on Amazon back in the day. And that's how I discovered that I can never, but if I release something by myself, I can never do it as a book or something, because I need a second set of eyes always on something I release. But anyways, yeah, so that was my idea, and it just hit the back burner. And then a year or two later, that's when the first talks of what I got was Bright came out, and I was a little salty then.
Yeah,
and
I would have been too.
Yeah. And then what from my sister told me, I should be pissed. I should be calling my lawyer.
No, man. It is what it is, man. It's like I've had two ideas where I've written something out, I've drawn it, I've created characters, and then a similar idea comes out. Like there was another movie called, it was about angels with Paul Bettany, and he had to fight like rogue angels that were trying to get him. Legion, yeah. Okay. I wrote a story called Seraphim. That was very similar ideas, and I wrote a ton of it. Never did anything with it because it's just back then when you're a kid, it's just you really don't know how to do it, right? It's like, how do I make this into tangible comic writing? And it just kind of sat on the back burner. And then Legion came out, and I was Infinite Salt, and I was like, I'll just think of something else. And then I wrote the other one, and then Repo Man came out. And I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm gonna wait till I'm older. I could just immediately put out any new idea I have. And just go from there.
But you can look at it as a positive, where what I'm doing is I'm rewriting the script, not into a comic book, not into a short story, but now into an audio drama script.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna try to get it published that way. I don't know if I'm gonna produce it myself, so that would be a little difficult. But that's where I'm heading.
Yeah, man. More power to you, man. I mean,
yeah.
You know, they say there's no such thing as an original idea, only a reworked one. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's so many creative people that can put so many creative spins on things. And if you pitch that to anyone in a theater school or in a community college, they'll be more than happy to do your audio novel for you. You know what I'm saying? Just something for them to do. You know, so definitely more power to you, man.
Thought about schools before.
Yeah.
I always thought they wanted to do their own stuff.
No, sometimes they just want to stretch their legs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, when I went to art school, there was a lot of kids. It's like, man, you pencil, I ink. Can I ink your pencils for practice? I'm like, sure, why not? You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, I do digital coloring. can you scan your images and I'll color them? Like, yeah, let's all work together, just so they can have something to put in a portfolio.
Oh, yeah.
You got to pad your portfolio with stuff. So some of them will be like, no, I'm my own creator and I do my own creations, and they can do their thing. But there is a majority that's like, I want work and I want to be able to just do something I can say I did and show the portfolio to a potential employer. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I've tried to do that with some comic book stuff where like actually talking to people on like there's a couple of sites I go to where there's like comic book writer artist connection.
Yeah.
And the problem is that like let's just say if there's 1,000 writers out there, there's 100 artists.
Yes. Trust me, I know. I was on this forum called like Digital Web or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like artists needed for writer, paid gig, and it's just like, show me your work, and they're like, oh, that's nice. It's not the style I would want my book to be in. Fair enough. You know what I mean? But for every artist, there's 10 writers. And for every inker, for every penciler, there's like one. For every 5 pencilers, there's like 1 inker. You know what I'm saying? And for every 3 pencilers, there's like 0 colorists. It's just really hard to find. But that's just by just surfing those and constantly being on them. Yeah. But but that being said, I would like to get to the meat and potatoes, the roast beast, as it were, of this snowy, in this case West Coast, rainy Christmas cast. Are you prepared to go full Christmas or full holiday?
I'm ready.
Are you prepared for full holiday? Cool, let's do it. We're gonna do our top 5 Christmas movies of all time, based on our own humble opinion. That category can be done by critical acclaim, your personal ties into the movie, your history with it, or if you just flat out like it. So, I am a gentleman. So, would you like me to tell you my number 5, or would you like to go first, Winter?
First, let me ask this question.
Yeah.
I don't. This might give something away, or it might not.
That's right.
But is the backdrop of Plane, Trains, and Automobiles is that he's trying to get home for Christmas?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think it's Thanksgiving, but I've only seen Plane, Trains, and Automobiles like twice.
Okay, I think it's Thanksgiving as well.
I think it's Thanksgiving, so that would be more labeled a Thanksgiving movie. But like I said, I've only seen it twice, so I could be wrong.
All right, I'll leave it off my list, and you can go first.
Perfect. Okay. So this is in no particular order. So I'm just going to name my number 5. And my number 5, I would say, is one of those movies that just were on all the time, like on TBS and Fox sometimes. And that's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid and Beverly D'Angelo. And growing up, I was never really into the vacation movies, European Vacation and regular Vacation, because they're a little too adult for me when I was a kid. You know what I mean? But Christmas Vacation was that perfect movie that just captured my imagination when I was a kid. Like, so much wacky stuff, so many things that just stick out in my head even now, like thinking about that movie and watching it around Christmas time. And, when that bike gets in the air, you start thinking about certain scenes, like him powering up his giant house with all those damn Christmas lights.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the squirrel in the Christmas tree that just flies out. Super nuts stuff. You know what I mean? So it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it will be revealed later on that this is higher up on my list. Oh, did you say it's not? These lists aren't in any particular order.
Mine isn't, but it does that. Doesn't apply to your list. Yours could be in a numerical order, but mine is just kind of like, oh, this is the first one on my list, second, third, fourth. So
okay,
this one. So
this will be. I'll mix it up because I just have stuff to say about it. Christmas Vacation is also, it's like, that's number 1 Christmas movie for me.
Awesome, dude. There you go. I had a feeling some of these were overlap. So if I say one that you was on your list, we could just talk about it together. We don't have to separate it. So
right.
So yeah,
it's a great movie. It's something that my family watches every year.
Mm-hmm.
and also I force the kids at the youth center to watch it with me every year. Yeah, and it's like they don't like any other character but one. And who do you think that is?
Who is it? Why did I want to say Buzz? But that's a different movie. Is it? It's not Chevy Chase, is it? It's not.
No, they can't stand him.
Is it the son? Rusty?
It's cousin. It's Randy Quaid's character.
Oh yeah, because he's a goofball, man. That guy.
Yeah,
he steals the show in every scene.
Yeah, Clark. Well, that's just a gift that keeps on giving. Are you serious, Clark? Shitter's full.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, yeah, and he wasn't actually pretending. That's him in real life.
No, if you've seen Randy Quaid, especially now, that guy is as crazier than a bag of cats, man. But
well, you know that he was the main character in the sequel, Christmas Vacation 2?
Yeah, absolutely. His family was the one on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, Christmas Vacation, dude. It's one of those movies that just makes you feel good. You know what I mean? It's just one of those. It's not too crazy, but it's not too overly jokey. But that's just because Chevy Chase has such like a dry delivery. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just wacky. You know what I mean? Him getting super electroshocked all the time, and it's just one of those perfect movies, man.
Yeah, it's like I think Chevy Chase, the best what's the word I'm trying to say? Dang it. Okay. It's the best that wow. I'm drawing a blank now.
Nah, man. So
post Saturday Night Live, this was the best he did. Is that proper? There you go.
That's fine, yeah. This was his best work outside of his television stuff, you would say.
Well, it's I think he did stuff during SNL. I could be getting the timeline wrong, because if I'm getting it wrong, then I would say Caddyshack as well as
Caddyshack,
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation is another big one for me when it comes to him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Fletch.
Fletch, I was going to say Nothing But Trouble, but that's a weird movie.
Geez.
I love that damn movie. Don't ask me why. Nothing But Trouble is awesome.
Dumbo is
Dumbo?
Yeah. That's when you know you're in for a real...
Once you start getting into the mutated, diaper-wearing giant babies playing dominoes, you know what I mean, in the middle of a hellscape, you know it's time to play.
Yeah, that was the third Chevy Chase movie I ever saw, and I thought that was some, maybe I'm missing something here.
No, when you say Chevy Chase to me, it's Christmas Vacation, it's Nothing But Trouble, and it's Caddyshack. That's what comes to mind for me.
Yeah. Or so Nothing But Trouble. They have the two people. They got everyone's gross, by the way. They always look like they're wet.
Yeah, everyone is like musty and just sweating.
Yeah, it's I've seen it all in a movie. And then out comes Digital Underground.
Why? Why were they there with Tupac?
Stupid.
It's super stupid. And it was just there.
Tupac in that?
Yeah, Tupac is in Nothing But Trouble. That's one of his first movies. He's in the background. He doesn't rap or nothing. He's just there.
What is?
And this is this is pre California Love, Thug Life. Tupac, this is his weird New York, I'm hanging out with Jada Pinkett, phase. It's very weird, man. There's no reason for them to be there. And they do the hip hop wedding song.
Right.
If I ever get married, that's the song I'm coming out to. Humpty Dumpty can't be that expensive to book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And isn't Nothing But Trouble ripe for a reboot?
How would you reboot that? You would need, who would direct it? It would have to be directed by...
Well, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller.
Or I want Guillermo del Toro to do it.
Oh, you're going the wrong direction.
I want it to be crazy. And just get someone to help him write the comedy.
There
You know what
you
I'm
go.
saying? Get like I don't trust anyone. Get actually Dan Aykroyd to do it again.
I'm saying you do a sequel and you bring back as much of the main cast as you can.
You can, because Demi Moore is still around. Chevy is old and gripe, so he may not do it.
Yeah.
If you tell Dan Aykroyd he could direct it, he'll do it.
Yeah. If you tell him he could direct it and he could add UFOs in the background.
Yeah, we got CG now, Dan. Do whatever
Yeah.
the hell you want. He's like, yeah. He's like, can my Crystal Skull wine be there? Sure. Whatever you want.
Could we have a 20-minute Blues Brothers breakdown?
There's a 20-minute Blues Brothers reunion
Yeah.
mid movie. That's the song break. Oh man. So what's your number 5, man?
Oh, well, my number 5, I'm just going to say Christmas Vacation with you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It doesn't have to be Christmas to watch it, even though that does make it better for some reason. I don't know how that works. But yeah, definitely check it out. What's your number 4 then?
Number 4
Number 4
would be, let's just get it out of the way, Die Hard.
Ooh, you know what? Later, I have something similar in that vein, but just go into Die Hard for me, man. I love it. Go into Die Hard. Tell me about it.
Do you ever get tired of like the good feelings that you feel during Christmas?
Mm-hmm. It gets old. It gets really old.
Well, there was a time. Is it like late '80s that movie came out?
Mm-hmm.
When everyone was coked out of their minds, that they thought it was a good idea to start releasing action films on Christmas Day.
Oh my goodness.
Or something like that. And there launches Die Hard with Bruce Willis without a harmonica in his hand, so you know it's going to be good.
You know it's good. He's not Hudson Hawk this time.
No. And I would recommend anyone and everyone to see it.
I'm just going to say, there's a line in this movie where there's a dead guy that's totally just defeated and bloody and shot up with a stapled note on his chest that says, ho, 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 I got a shotgun.
Yes.
It's the best. Die Hard is so cool. And it really set off Bruce Willis's career, that movie. Because he's like a real life Bugs Bunny in that movie. He's like a bloody Bugs Bunny, like outsmarting everyone with nothing.
It's the first one where he straps the gun on his back, right, with duct tape.
Yeah, something crazy because he did that thing again in Die Hard with a Vengeance, the whole strap a gun to your back move.
Yeah.
But yeah, Die Hard, total Christmas movie. It absolutely counts. Absolutely, that movie's sick, dude. I'm where you're at because one of my movies is kind of in that same vein. But yeah, Die Hard's dope. Die Hard's super dope.
Nice.
If I had to go to number 4, my number 4 would be Scrooged with Bill frickin' Murray, dude. This movie scared me as a kid. It was kind of dark. I remember that. There were some scenes where like it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? It really wanted to teach you a lesson. You know what I mean? It was like I remember one scene where Bill Murray is like stuck under like a grate and he's seeing his family having a beautiful Christmas and he's like crying and shaking the gate like, take me with you. And as a kid, I'm like, Mom, what's happening? She's like, learn from Bill Murray. Learn from Bill Murray. And the whole movie is based on him being like this really asshole TV producer and they're trying to do a Christmas special. And everything's going well, but not for him, because he's actually having a Scrooge level kind of mental breakdown where the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future are visiting him to teach him a lesson about humility and the spirit of Christmas. Mm-hmm. And it gets pretty dark, but it's also really funny and gross. It's like a weird mix of like Beetlejuice and like It's a Wonderful Life. You know what I mean? Where the characters are exaggerated and like, I remember just the Ghost of Christmas Future having just a chest full of souls. It was like something out of like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
But his head was like a giant TV. And whenever you tried to talk to him or to show you the shady stuff you've done in your life, I was like, this is... And then he went into the furnace. and he didn't want to die, so he was like screaming while he was being set on fire. Man, as a kid, that made me want to be a good kid. That's all I'm saying. That mess made me want to be good. So that movie stuck out to me like a sore thumb when I was a kid.
Funny.
Have you ever seen Scrooge, man?
Oh yeah, well, it's like I've seen it in clips and bits.
Yeah.
And like I haven't watched it in one full sitting. And like the last time, it was like I have to look up who plays the taxi driver.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy. I know exactly the scene because he was all gross looking with like a cigar in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he had like a real raspy voice.
Well, first, I believe someone I read somewhere that someone said it was Buster Poindexter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah, but it's like Buster Poindexter is a fictional created person of the lead singer of the New York Dolls. It's like, so you can't just call it, it's like
you can't call him that.
Yeah, like you're calling, well, I don't know his real name, but Andrew Dice Clay is Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, like Bobcat Goldthwait. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a real name under all that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the name. It's like, and you know, that's what they stick with. So if I saw the Dice Man in the street, I would say, "Hey, Dice Man," and he'd be like, "What's up?" You know, I don't know his real name. Oh,
yeah,
man. But yeah, that's definitely my number 4. If I was to call it number 4, I love that damn movie. Scrooged.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Oh, you can go first.
I'll go first this time. All right. My number 3 is going to be Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Solid choice.
Because I'm a Halloween kid, first and foremost. I love Halloween. I love horror. And this is a movie I get to watch twice a year. You know what I mean? Because they both blend together with each other. And I remember seeing this in theaters. And I was always a music kid, like a soundtrack kid. I used to really cling on to like the soundtrack. And Danny Elfman just kills it in this movie. Like the stop motion animation was ahead of its time. The story was one of a kind. The music was stellar, and it had its own aesthetic. And it's something that kind of really made Christmas better for me because it made it a bit more weirder. You know what I mean?
Now, was this before or after Marilyn Manson was considered bad for your kids?
This was before. This is before Marilyn. This is almost like right before that whole.
Because he does that song, right?
Yeah, he does This Is Halloween, but that's like a later remix. And a bunch of different bands.
Oh, my bad.
Like one of my favorite versions of Fiona's song, not Fiona, I think it's Fiona's song, is by Sally's song. Sally's song is done by Fiona Apple. And that's one of my favorite versions of that song.
What's Fiona Apple's hit? The one that
I'm Just a Bad, Bad Girl. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I just wanted you to say that. All right.
Thank you for clipping that. I think that's gonna be my new notification on my phone. I'm a bad, bad girl. Awesome. My life is now enriched. But yeah, man, like from the Kidnap Santa Claus song to Jack's Lamentation to This Is Halloween, of course. It's one of those. I don't have a lot of favorite musicals, but this is like one of my favorite musicals of all time. And it always sets Christmas right for me, especially being like a weird comic book nerd, horror weirdo. It just hits that right spark, especially when I was a kid and I was still impressionable. So, Nightmare Before Christmas is up there. I watch it every year.
Nice. Yes. On to my number 3. I will have to say Gremlins.
Ooh, thank you. You're doing all the ones I wanted to do, but I left them off my list. Thank you. I wanted to talk about it. Gremlins is good. Go ahead. Yeah.
Now you remember the late 80s when everyone was coked out of their minds?
They're still coked, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Well, they thought it would be a good idea to also release a children's horror film during Christmas.
The names attached to this movie are insane. You have Steven Spielberg. You have Joe Dante. And you have another major creator. And they put together this weird Christmas movie that's not for children. Don't get it twisted. Gremlins is not for children, man.
It's PG. It's parental guidance. Oh,
but they didn't know what PG or PG-13 was back then. It was still very... The Predator is PG-13.
Yeah.
You know, so there's scenes of heads going in microwaves and exploding, and people,
Yeah, that
like
is one of the most disturbing parts of the
yeah,
movie.
like the scene where Gizmo gets wet and he has those like pus-filled explosions on his back that make like
Yeah.
mogwais is horrifying.
Well, that was like a moment in like 80s movie history where they could make the special effects look disgusting by just adding like snot all over the place.
I will
Like,
say that Gremlins looks better some parts than Jurassic Park. The
yeah,
animatronics in Gremlins are spot on to this day.
well,
They stand up.
nowadays Jurassic Park there's some bad spots,
Yeah,
but
but
like Gremlins I
Gremlins,
think holds up.
it's rock solid, man. Like all the
Mhm.
facial expressions on Gizmo, all that detail, like the storyline, the weird town they were in, how
Right.
it just feels like a Christmas movie, but it's just this dark horror movie. And of course, it created the three rules. It's don't feed them after midnight, don't get them wet,
Hmm.
and they're allergic to sunlight. And those are the worst three rules of any movie ever. Because
Yeah.
how do you patrol that for any amount of time? And it's a kid's pet,
Now,
you
all
know.
those relate to someone who's also on coke.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
feed them
feed
after
them.
they don't like sunlight,
Yeah.
and don't bathe them because that'll make them smell worse. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't you love how people like do metaphors in movies?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And not to,
Gremlins with a drug addiction allegory.
just like Snow White, everybody. I still
Yeah.
maintain that all the seven dwarves are all the stages of cocaine withdrawal.
Mhm.
Ah, if you didn't know that, have fun with that. Breaking your brain. Yeah, but see the original Gremlins. And shout out to Gremlins 2, A New Batch, because that's another movie that just broke my brain as a kid. I wonder
Yeah.
why. You never. Oh, yeah, we had that argument. We have to watch that. I wonder why they never did a sequel to Gremlins. That's one of those weird things where you would think some director or producer would be chomping at the bit to
Pretty sure
remake
there's a reboot
Gremlins.
happening.
I hope not, because they're gonna make it CG and it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, pretty sure it's not next year, but it's probably 4 years from now. It's going to be a
Yeah,
reboot.
2019 is when you're gonna get Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gizmo's gonna be this cartoon joke.
No, it's going to be Alan. It's going to be that circus guy. It's got to be that.
It's gonna be
Andy
Alan Tudyk or whatever.
I think it's Andy Serkis.
Yeah, I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, you're right, Andy Serkis.
Okay.
And he's gonna be this. He's gonna be in that mocap asshat suit. He's gonna be playing a baby.
All right.
Freaking turd burglar over here. Oh man, good times. My number three is the movie I really want to talk about because when you mentioned Die Hard, it really hit me in the heart because my number three Christmas movie, or I guess this would be number two Christmas movie, would be Lethal Weapon. Is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
That's a good one.
Because it opens with Jingle Bell Rock. You see a girl thrown out of a window and just crash face first into like a parked car. And the whole movie has this backdrop of Christmas all around it. Like it's the camera's shot very smoky and kind of very hazy, like a Christmas night. One of the first scenes you get introduced to Riggs, he's like inside of a Christmas tree lot, stopping the bad guys. And like, you go to Murtaugh's house and his family has all the Christmas stuff up and and his daughter's trying to invite her new boyfriend to the house and Murtaugh's not having it. And it's Lethal Weapon is just one of those movies as a kid that whereas it's like, I didn't really care for Mel Gibson, but I thought Danny Glover was the coolest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. And it's just one of those movies that just feels like Christmas to me. Yeah. Especially the end where Riggs and freaking Gary Busey are mud fighting in the snow, and it's like real awkward, and the cops are just letting it go on. No one's arresting anyone. It's freaking dumb. It's like, why did it's like the cops don't want to interfere, and Murtaugh's like, let them fight. It's like,
apologies, by the way, if the audience hears people talking outside my door, I need to go into their house.
Okay, man, they're on that second sip. They're waiting for New Year's. That's okay. Sometimes on my end, you hear like police sirens because World War IX is always happening outside my door. So no
Because
worries, man.
as you said before, you live in L.A.
Yeah, I live in LA, so there's literally Mad Max shit going on 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. You know, like Lord Humongous is outside. He just waits for me, and I have to confront him every day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
So my number 3, I just had the title in my mind. Dang it.
It's in my mind.
People out here. I would say that.
Would this be your number 2?
Wait, would this be my number 2?
I think so.
Oh. Well, I like, we're going to go to made for TV movie here.
Okay.
And go Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Wow. You know what's crazy? And this is kind of like a reverse on roles. I've never seen Charlie Brown Christmas. Wasn't on in the house. What? It was just one of those that just never was on in the house, man. I know the reference of a Charlie Brown Christmas tree because we've had them a couple times growing up.
Yeah.
The little pathetic little tree, you know, but I've never actually seen it. Ooh, tell me about it. Tell me all about it.
So, you remember the 80s when everyone was coked up? No, I'm just kidding.
Why does all your favorite movies are draped in cocaine?
I'm pretty sure this is older than the 80s. So picture your favorite Peanuts characters, and Charles Schultz goes like, I want to make a Christmas movie. And the producer said that we will, but you can't have this, this, and this in it. And then he went, yes, I'm going to do it, and I'm actually going to finance it myself.
Cool.
And I believe that's what happened. And sure enough, you got yourselves this movie that plays almost every year on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it's about a Christmas tree.
It's about a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
A Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Yeah, so check it out.
Yeah, the cool thing about Peanuts is that they had like specials for everything. Halloween specials, Thanksgiving specials. You know what I mean? And I always thought that was cool because I was always a big Peanuts guy. Like I read Peanuts back when it was in the LA Times and all that. You know what I mean? I think it's still there, but I haven't picked up a newspaper because it's the future and shit. But yeah, that's one of the ones I regretted not seeing growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, well, now you have time and you got YouTube.
I know. I just need to watch it, damn it. Maybe when I have kids, we'll watch it together. That'd be that's a nice procrastination right there, isn't it?
Yeah. When I have kids.
I got
the vasectomy, but when I have kids.
When I have kids. Life finds a way. Life will find a way. Oh, that's
life finds a way.
Life.
Thank you very much.
One of my favorite parts of Jurassic Park is when they do that metaphor where Dr. Grant, the chopper's going down and he can't figure out how to do a seatbelt. So he takes 2 female ends of the seatbelt and just tie them together.
Yes, I've seen that.
It's a perfect little hidden metaphor for what this movie's about. I love that. I love little touches like that. Oh, man. My number 1. Number 1. Number 1. This is my all-time favorite. This is in no particular order, but come on. This is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It screams Christmas. I don't care who you are. If you've seen it, this is yours too. And it's called The Grinch Stole Christmas.
No.
The Grinch Stole Christmas.
Old one.
It's one of those that's been on before I was born. And will probably be on after I'm long gone. It's perfect.
That's a good one.
It's just Christmas, man. It's just Whoville and the story of the Grinch. And I'm not talking about the Jim Carrey remake. I'm talking about the cartoon.
That's what I was wondering.
You know, that would come on Channel 7 and Ha Do Doris, Welcome Christmas, Bring Your Light, and Roast Beast, and that guy freestyling the entire time about the Grinch and his little dog and how his heart grew 3 sizes. Mm-hmm. And it just, that movie has
Do you know who does the voice?
Was that James Earl Jones?
No, it's Boris Karloff, I believe.
I thought it was Yul Brynner or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yul Brynner.
Yeah, Boris Karloff, the guy who does Frankenstein.
Really? That's amazing.
Frankenstein's monster.
See, you learn something new every day, man. Like, that's the type of movie that it smells like Christmas. This movie it's a tactile feeling, you know. It's like it's so iconic. The Grinch curling smile, the giant bag of toys he has at the end of the movie. Him trying
Right?
to save the sleigh from the end of the mountain, and him like going Super Saiyan and lifting it over his head, and just his whole cathartic turnaround. And Cindy Lou Who that's no more than two. You know what I'm saying? And him like snaking around their house while they're sleeping, shit, and him stealing all their Christmas stuff and just stripping the town blind in the middle of the night. It's just The Grinch Stole Christmas is perfect. It's the perfect Christmas for me. It's just if that's on, it's Christmas time, and that can only be on at Christmas time. It's his own little pocket universe. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's not like an hour and a half long thing. It's like 30 minutes.
It's perfect. That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't outweigh its welcome. It's music all the way through, so it's on its own rhythm. You know what I mean? And it's just, oh my goodness, I can gush about it all the time. It's one of the most cinematic things. I would watch it in the movies if it came out, like before a movie came on. If that came on, I would pay money to go see that in theaters, man. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is,
right?
It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. Man.
Now for my number one.
No.
What was that?
I don't know. My number one lady got strangled by that evil Santa Claus in Tales from the Crypt. Yeah.
Well, you would be like my final film, which would be A Bad Santa.
Really? Oh snap! A new one. That's dope, dude. Okay, let's go. Tell us about it.
I felt like in a top 5, I had to add like a newer film, and this would be like when you're having those warm feelings during the holidays. If you just want to like, you know what, I'm just gonna pick something to watch to keep those warm feelings. You would not pick Bad Santa,
probably not.
Yeah, you would want to watch, and you don't want to pick it out during family movie night either.
Nah, not with grandma floating around.
No, Bad Santa is or Bad Santa 2. I'm counting the whole franchise here.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, is about a guy who's a master thief who is trying to not a master chief, master thief.
He's the master chief. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
That would be a good.
I'm creating lore. I apologize.
Yeah, where he finally takes off the helmet.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want?
What do you want? Didn't I save the galaxy? Damn it!
Yeah, and it's very raunchy. It's like I'm embarrassed to say that I watched it, but I've watched it. I just don't look directly at the TV, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, that's something you put on while you're like wrapping gifts. You know what I'm saying? Or cleaning up, or preparing for the night or for the morning. Yeah, that's a what's up movie. Like I like Bad Santa. It does
the late Bernie Mac in it.
The late Bernie Mac, that little person who's in on one of my, he's like in Friday. I forget his name. I love that guy. He's super cool. I met him before. He was pretty what's up. Bad Santa's up there with a lot of my favorite modern Christmas movies. Like I would mention the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. That's another cool one I really like in regards to like modern Christmas films. You know what I mean? It's pretty what's up.
And that's their top 5 Christmas movies
of all time. If you've never seen any of these films, if you're of the younger persuasion or just something like me, I never saw Charlie Brown Christmas, just wasn't on my radar. I recommend any of the movies we mentioned tonight because they're all will put you in that nice warm fuzzy spot, or gross you out, or kick ass, or make you want to sing. It's just Christmas is a time to relax and to be with family and to just be comfortable in yourself and be comfortable in the world. As bad as that may seem, Christmas is Christmas, and these movies put you in that mood. So cool. I think that's a good mission accomplished on top 5 Christmas movies of all time. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Cool. Definitely easier than top 5 Hanukkah movies.
Oh man, I was gonna go top 5 Festivus movies, but they're out there.
Yep. Well, can you name one Hanukkah movie?
There was an
X-Men animated.
There was an X-Men special where Kitty Pryde was celebrating Hanukkah.
Of course.
And Lockheed lit the candles. It was pretty dope. That's the only one I know.
I'm pretty sure Adam Sandler made a movie,
Oh yeah, Eight Crazy
Eight
Nights.
Crazy Nights. Yeah.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too. That's one of my actually outside of Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, my third favorite Adam Sandler vehicle because it's actually genuine. It feels like a
We won't get into Adam Sandler
yeah,
here.
he's not spoken of in the Nerdiverse. That's a dark section. Yeah, so let's get into some nice holiday questions. It's a little too late to send your holiday questions to us, but there's other holidays coming up in the new year. You can always send those to mastersofthenerdiversecast@gmail.com. You can say, Mike, I'm sorry, I'm drunk off eggnog. Can you repeat that for me? Yes, you holiday drunkard. That is mastersofthenerdiversecast@gmail.com. So let's roll right into these 5 holiday-filled questions. You ready, Winter?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's rock in the roll. Question 1. Have you gotten a gift in your youth that you still have and cherish to this day?
Yes, I have an old laptop that I got in 2011.
Nice.
And the reason why I haven't gotten rid of it is because you always could use a spare laptop around the house.
Why not, right?
Yeah, so even though like the vent on the side is cracked and the plastic's gone, I've had to replace the battery, and now it just won't survive without being plugged in.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, I still use it because, like, say I needed files that I don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're just hidden in this old laptop that I have, and I just rummage through it.
That's what's up, man. I thought about this question a lot, and I thought about what I still have, because a lot of stuff is lost to time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like toys, and when you're a kid, you tear up everything, so a lot of that stuff doesn't survive. But what I do have is an old copy of Destruction Derby on the PlayStation in its original plastic case, which was easy to break back then. And that came from one of my favorite Christmases where my mom always had this kind of thing where it's like, if you get good grades, you get good gifts. Get bad grades, you get bad gifts. That's just how it goes, right? That's just how it was.
Yeah.
And so it spurred me to good grades as a kid. But one year I was slipping, you know what I'm saying, being a little knucklehead. And that was the year, of course, the Sony PlayStation came out. And I was sweating bullets, man, because when I brought home that report card right before Christmas vacation, I had some C's on it that I wasn't supposed to get, and I thought my mom was gonna get it for me. She was like talking up a storm. I hope you like clothes, Michael. You getting clothes, bruh. And I'm just like, no, all my buddies are gonna have it. I'm not gonna be able to play it. And I remember waking up that morning, and there was this big giant Christmas coat that was covered. She was like, it's covering all your clothes gifts. Go open it. And I kind of sauntered over with my lip poked out and we're about to cry over this giant, gross-looking coat. I pulled the coat open, and unwrapped is a Sony PlayStation, like five games. And I freaked out. I cried. I hugged my mom. I was like, why? She was like, you better get them grades up. I'm like, yes, I will. And I got Tekken, Battle Arena Toshinden, Demolition Derby, and I think some other thing. I think it was like Jumping Jack Flash. And it was like one of the best Christmases because I didn't deserve it. I was messing up.
Right.
But she still gave me a heads up, and I still have that case to this day with the game, and it's scratched all to hell because I didn't know how to take care of games back then. But every once in a while when I'm cleaning up, I'll go through my game collection. I'll just see it and be like, man, that was one of the Christmases I got cut loose. I got a break. You know what I mean?
That's a good story.
Yeah, man. Maybe
let me change mine.
No, man, I didn't mean to really go into all that, but it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things that make you a little nostalgic for this time of year. Oh, good. Question 2. What game companies would you put on your nice or naughty list for this year?
Oh, you can go first for that one.
Okay,
I'll let you.
Let me Sam do this one real quick.
Yeah,
man, this is super easy. For the naughty list, I'm going to put. It was hard because I had 2 big gaming companies that just really messed up this year. That's between Konami and EA. But say what you want about Konami, they didn't have government officials in countries calling their games gambling and pretty much shelling an entire, video game. So I have to give it to EA. Yeah, he's definitely getting cold this year.
Good answer.
From me. And on my nice list, I'm going to say, honestly, they turned it around and things are looking up. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to say that. PUBG. Man, I'm going to say Guerrilla Games because they really surprised me. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to say Nintendo. Nintendo really surprised me this year with the launch of the Switch, with how amazing Breath of the Wild was, and with how amazing Mario Odyssey is. I was going to say Guerrilla Games because of Horizon Zero Dawn, but Nintendo really came back strong this year. This is a good year for them, and they definitely will get that PlayStation with Destruction Derby this year.
Right. I would say that for the naughty list, EA is dead on.
Yeah.
But for nice, I think I would have to go with DICE's Battlefield 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of sparked a shift in shooter games back to their roots. Because it's like Battlefield 1 was announced, and then like a couple of months later, it's like, well, Call of Duty's got to do the same thing.
Right.
And that kind of shifted the way games were going to come out. And yeah, they're on the nice list. And I'll throw in Rockstar, Red Dead Redemption 2. Come on.
That announcement just blew me out the water. Okay. You have my money, right? Oh man, and all the free content they're putting out for GTA Online is pretty dope too. That's commendable. They're keeping that game alive how many years after it came out? And it's still one of like the highest grossing games of the year.
Right. It skipped a generation. Well, no, it moved up on generation consoles or something like that.
It evolved to the next generation on the same game. Super crazy. And you can even put Blizzard on that list too because of all the Overwatch hype. So, absolutely. Good. We kind of answered this, but let's kind of just go back over it. Question 3. Do you have any nostalgic Christmas moments that you successfully turned into a tradition?
There's the what I already said.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? There's also the tradition that we do where we play Pictionary every year.
Cool, yeah.
And I am terrible at Pictionary. I can't draw worth of anything.
We tried playing Pictionary, but I was cheating apparently because I know how to draw. It's like exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. You people who know how to draw, they have you can sit there and do it for an hour, but you got a minute and you got to work it.
Yeah, man, I'm quick. Oh, you can isolate that too. Damn it.
I can work it.
That did not sound right. But yeah, Pictionary, huh? Yeah, man.
Pictionary and Catchphrase, good games.
Good games, dude. For us, it was the holiday Christmas party that I mentioned earlier. And it was me pretty much being the holiday Christmas party bouncer. And it's like me being the biggest. I bounced throughout this Christmas party because it was at my grandma's house, right? And my family would sometimes bring their friends who are not so quiet. So I would have to be the one. My grandma would say, Michael, get him out of here. No, I'm just kidding. But I would kind of be the one to be like, what's up with your friend? They're having a little too much of a good time. So I'll be the one to kind of keep an eye on things and make sure things are kind of going copacetic. And other than that,
you go Roadhouse. Go Roadhouse on them.
Roadhouse. Every time I kick someone, I say Roadhouse. Roadhouse. Turn the corner. Roadhouse. I love that Family Guy joke. Sorry. Oh man. Question 4. What's your favorite Christmas TV special?
My favorite Christmas special. I do like me some Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, you can't deny that, man. Can't deny that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's what's up, man. I like Frosty. He has a tragic backstory, though. You know, every time the snow melts, he melts. It's kind of rough, man. But he returns because he's a ghost. So it's like he is immortal as long as there's winters. There's Frosty, but with global warming, it's not looking good for him.
When you said he is immortal, you made me think of like this. Frosty could be like a Christopher Nolan film. And it's like just the snow just like coming from the hills, like just tumbling down to get
Nah,
to. Who's like that's no avalanche.
That's no avalanche. It's like Imhotep and the Mummy, where there's an avalanche and inside the snow you see a frosty face and it's like screaming at you.
Yes.
This summer it gets chilly.
Right.
And you see like Brendan Fraser fighting like 50 like ice golems with like swords and guns. So
you just have Adele doing like a soul version of Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, man.
Low key piano in the background.
You're tumbling down the avalanche, and all I hear is, "This is the end."
Or have Will Smith. What are we? Some kind of Frosty squad?
welcome to the North Pole. And he punches like a homunculus made of ice.
I like that.
It would make him $1 billion, dude. That's free money right there. Oh man, if I had to pick one, it would be the Christmas episode of Married with Children, with Sam Kinison in it.
Yeah.
That's like this weird, evil ghost of Christmas present, like trying to teach Al Bundy to love his family. But and this is Sam Kinison. He's like a devil, I think. And he's like trying to teach Al Bundy to love the spirit of Christmas. And it's Sam Kinison, who's like one of my favorite old school comedians of all time. And as it's like him and Andrew Dice Clay and George Carlin and Dennis Miller, but
and Bill Hicks
and Eddie Murphy when he was good. And
yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, that Christmas special and the I'm trying to think of another one. And there was a good Home Improvement Christmas special when I remember as a kid, with Tim the Two Man Taylor, because he had a bunch of cool holiday themed specials.
Right.
That came to mind. Their Christmas
also
was pretty
Frasier, by the way. Frasier had some good Christmas specials.
Yeah, man. I
like Frasier.
I mess with Frasier, those tossed salads and scrambled eggs and all that.
Nice, good pool.
Yes,
good
sir.
Pool.
Yes, sir. I don't know about it a little bit. Oh, man. Last question. Describe your own personal Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future.
Here we go. Ghost of Christmas Past, I would say every girl I asked out on a date. Woo!
Oh!
Present is the ghost of I don't know. I'll let you go next while I think of another funny one.
Real quick.
That's real.
Ghost of Christmas Past would be Michael in the 3rd grade with his theme park pouch and his asthma inhalers and stuff like that, with the snotty nose and teary-eyed because he couldn't go on any of the rides because he was too short before my growth spurt. That would be my Ghost of Christmas Past. And he would just be bugging me and whining. My Ghost of Christmas Present would be my primary care physician telling me to eat better and live for the future.
Nah, bruh.
You'll put them Cheetos down? I'm like, yes, Dr. Ho. Yes, please. Yeah, doctor. And my Ghost of Christmas Future would be my John Connor level super son from the Android apocalypse future with an eye patch and a cable arm.
Uh-huh.
And he says, come with me if you want to live. And he drags me to a super future where it's like a Futurama level Santa Claus bot that destroys. That every Christmas he comes around and kills all humans. And I have to prevent that future now by being a better person. Yeah. That's
okay.
What's up. Yeah.
So I think I figured out what I'm going to do. So Christmas Past is all the girlfriends I ever asked out.
Yeah.
Present will be the ghost of emptiness of none of the girls coming with me, dating me. And Ghost of the Future would be it would be me just staring back at myself.
Yeah.
Going, what you doing with your life? Playing more Overwatch? Fantastic. You're gonna die soon.
You're gonna die, man. You're just like, yeah, I know. Don't we all? Yeah, man. You're looking at like the Harry Potter mirror that reflects what you want, but it's just you. It's just telling you you should be building your empire, not playing, Assassin's Creed Origins. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. Oh man, good times. Good holiday cast, man. I'm almost done with my eggnog. Oh man, so we you're not gonna hear back from us until the new year, which is how it has to be. But what do you looking forward to for this new year, man?
I'm looking forward to updates to PUBG. Possibility of a new job. That's just between you and me and the listeners.
Hey man, I'll keep you in my prayers, my good friend. Occupation is important. So yeah, let's get that.
Yeah, get some more do-re-mi in my pocket.
You and me both, brother. I hear that, dude.
What are you, Hulk Hogan now? Anyways.
Brother.
Then, what other stuff? Just get to live.
I hear you, man. 2018, we're going to kill it, dude.
No nuclear war yet.
No, I don't want giant cockroaches to take over the earth. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. Just working on this podcast, man. I got a lot of good ideas I want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? New features.
I should say that too. And also working on the podcast next year.
Yeah, man, because I'm really excited. We got through this year, and with little to no problem. There were some bumps here and there, but that's to be expected. Definitely looking forward to, like you said, I have an opportunity for growth at my position. So fingers crossed on that. We'll see how that goes. Getting healthier. If I figure if I work out and eat right in 6 years, I'll have a 6-pack. So it'll be like a year a pack. You know what I mean? Like I'll be real fat, but have like one muscle on my tummy for that year. And in 6 years, I have the whole thing. It'll be dope.
How that works?
That's how it works, I think. Maybe you just do a sit up on that one section for like 6 hours straight every day. You do the One Punch Man, workout regimen. You'll be godlike in like a year, in like 10 years. Oh man! Other than that, I'm looking forward to all these movies coming out, man. Black Panther, Infinity War, remakes, and all that good stuff, and seeing what the future holds, man.
Season 2 of Preacher should be coming out next year.
Yeah, Season 2 of Preacher. All the Netflix Marvel stuff should be coming out. So next year is going to be nuts, man. I'm really excited. I feel like I ended this year on a high note, especially working with you and talking to the listeners and creating this thing that I'm blessed to still be able to operate and do. So we'll just see. I'm really excited to see what's coming up for the next year.
We'll look into the stars, and the stars will look to us.
Yeah, man.
As we go, we are their masters.
We are their masters. Master. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Metallica rules. I'll fight you.
You've got to say that since you live in LA.
Man. If I don't say Metallica rules, a random brick will come out the sky and bust into my head from the...
Metallica rules. Tupac rules.
In-N-Out's the best burger you'll eat in your life.
Yeah.
I'll fight you. No, just kidding. Love what you
do. Entourage is realistic. Okay.
Entourage is my life, man. I got a squad, and we just hang out on Sunset and gym tan laundry all day. That's all I do. Any passing words, Winter, before we close out this year?
Good luck.
Good luck, man. That's to everybody. My passing words are happy holidays to you, whatever that means to you. If you're in Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, just have a good time.
Those are all over.
But I think Boxing Day was like the other day, right?
I don't know.
Happy end of the year to you. Happy New Year.
There you go.
If I don't talk to you, let's do this year right. And let's try to all be as successful and happy as we possibly can be. Oh, man. As always, you can find this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And if you are on iHeartRadio or iTunes, I humbly ask that you leave a comment and a rating for this podcast. Let us know how we're doing. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you have suggestions, if you want to join the show, we'll work you in. We'll figure it out. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel where this podcast goes up. And you will be pleasantly surprised by the future. Just like Bishop was in X-Men the Animated Series. With his Jerry curl and the giant M over his eye. Which I never got what that meant. Maybe M for mutant. It was the Days of Futures Past. But anywho, I'm of course your host, Mike G.
And I'm your host. I'm your co-host, Richard Sturdivant.
Yes. And I will always ask you to take that one step beyond the mistletoe. Because mistletoes are deadly if you eat it, but a kiss is even deadlier if you mean it. Batman Returns, Christmas movie. Check it out.
If you marry it.
If you marry it.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a